This week on Most Craved, Infinity War. Finally, a war we can get behind.
I want to believe that a new X-Files will be good.
Lex Luthor, he just met her.
He wrote my line too.
Silas wrote mine.
Hey guys, welcome to Most Craved. I'm Jenna Busch with Legion of Leia.
I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
And I'm William Bibbiani with CraveOnline. Hey.
All right, so let's start with Infinity War. The news has broken, though Marvel has not confirmed it yet, that the Russo brothers will likely be directing both Infinity War movies that are coming out in 2018 and 2019. I am very happy about this. How do you feel?
I mean, how can you not be happy about it? Like,
Yeah.
the Russos are behind the best Marvel adaptation to date, I think, which is Captain America: Winter Soldier.
It's my favorite.
And Yumi and Dupree.
Oh, well, there's
Let's
that.
not forget.
I've actually never seen you,
really
Dupree. I'm
good.
kind of anxious to go back and
Okay.
see what is there.
See if there's a little, if it ties in somehow.
If you
Winter
can
Soldier comes in. As
You
one
can
of
see the
house guests.
future, their Marvel
Yeah.
future. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. I mean, Avengers, so much fun, but that one's absolutely my favorite. I'm thrilled to see them take over anything, and if anyone's going to take over for Joss Whedon.
That's my question, because this whole Russo brothers thing, this has been the whisper heard most often for many months. It's not actually like a surprise.
Yeah.
But it's cool, because they're great directors. My question is, what's next for Joss Whedon? Is he going to remain a creative, because he's been a sort of a creative force behind a lot of the Marvel movies, helping shape the scripts and the shared universe. Now that he's not doing an Avengers movie, is he free to do something else? Is he planning to do something else? Does he have a new TV show under his belt? Does he want to do a new original movie? I'm curious, I'm more curious about where Joss Whedon is going to go than the Russo brothers, because the Russo brothers are big right now. They might be doing a new Ghostbusters movie,
Right.
although depending on when Infinity War shoots, who knows which one will come first and when they'll have time.
Because they're also doing Civil War.
Because they're also doing Civil War. They're busy, busy, busy guys. Joss Whedon just got a lot less busy. I want to know.
It's also entirely possible he'll jump right back into Marvel. I could
Yeah.
totally see him taking on a Captain Marvel movie.
If you're going to have a director for a Captain Marvel movie, Joss Whedon's the way to go.
That's a pretty good way to go, and I'd be fine with it. Anyway, Joss, let us know.
Call us.
Call me on my watch for some reason. On my watch.
No, don't do that.
Okay, fine. Fine. Silas, tell us about the X-Files, because you're passionate.
The X-Files, I am passionate. X-Files was a show that came out when I was in middle school, and as a nerdy little kid who memorized alien abductions and close encounters in reality, it was suddenly cool because of the X-Files.
It was always cool, Silas.
And I love the X-Files. I have an X-Files tattoo.
That's right, you do.
I
Yeah,
do.
it's really cool.
Yeah. For the audience, tell them what it is.
It's from the 4th season. There's an episode. It's called Never Again.
Yeah.
Do it, Silas.
It's this lovely talking woman was actually voiced by Jodie Foster on the show and convinced people to kill, or this one guy to kill who had the
Yeah.
tattoo. Scully got
awesome.
the tattoo in the same episode,
That's right. She got an Ouroboros.
Right.
which was the Millenniums, which I
Yeah.
love Millennium too. My worry about the X-Files is one of the things that made X-Files great was there were so many talented people involved. There was Vince Gilligan and Frank Spotnitz and Glenn Morgan and James Wong and Darren Morgan, and not having their names connected with this new announcement. And the fact that it's 6 episodes, I'm terrified we're going to get something to do with the mythology, which got so run into the ground during the series,
Yeah.
and it's just nobody cares. I would love to see 6 completely different episodes done by 6 completely different people and get back to the...
Standalones.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that'd be awesome.
Because really, when we think about it, we remember the vagaries of the conspiracy, but for the most part, all the classic episodes are the Monster of the Week episodes.
Yeah.
Or Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, Jose Chung's From Outer Space, Fluke Man. These were the classics.
Yeah.
And I'm totally with you on that. And I like the idea of bringing back X-Files for a very short run, not committing to it for a long period of time, and doing it serialized, because honestly, I've been disappointed by both the movies. First one's okay. Second one is so forgettable.
It's
I
so,
don't remember
it's so
anything about it.
tone deaf.
yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
troubles with I Want to Believe as a film is it feels like it was made in the 90s, which on the one hand is very much like the X-Files, but it doesn't work now.
No, it doesn't.
You
It
have these
absolutely
weird
doesn't.
humors where the X-Files theme plays over George Bush's face at the
Yeah.
It doesn't work. And also, I thought it kind of killed Mulder and Scully's relationship a bit. They were
Yeah.
like a reasonably happy couple. And that's fine. I think we all wanted them to get there eventually. But when you have that will they or won't they dynamic in a serialized narrative, once they get together, they have to be more interesting or the show dies.
Yeah.
And they were less interesting as a result.
Well,
So here's my idea. Okay, Mulder and Scully gone. It's just Doggett and Annabeth Gish. You know you want it.
Well,
You know Annabeth Gish wants it. All right.
God. Well, no, I do have to say, like, in general, the idea of bringing back shows or doing a prequel in a very short run, I actually like Walking Dead or however they're going to do that.
Or Twin Peaks, for example.
Peaks,
because
right.
that actually had stuff to wrap up, which would be
yes,
great.
it did. Generally, I like that, but I agree with you. I think I would rather see it done by individuals and have them all be sort of standalone. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it that way.
Plus, there's also the trouble with the broader conspiracy was that it effectively said that, like, there was this thing in place and aliens were going to take over and people were going to be harvested, and, like, why hasn't that happened 20 years later?
Right. Well, I feel like, the whole idea behind the X-Files was, this big government conspiracy. We were paranoid of our government. They seemed so powerful and all controlling. And now there's not a lot of faith in the government the way there used to be. Honestly, I'm like, you guys are keeping aliens secret? I'm impressed. I remember, or even just the paranoia. I remember when the NSA thing came out. Oh, they're recording all of our phone calls and emails and keeping them all like, I don't know anyone who even batted an eye. I don't know who was just like, what? How is that even possible?
Of course they are.
We assumed they were.
Yeah.
I was just like, I feel like X-Files is in a different environment now, and I feel like just doing some really fun Monster of the Week episodes is the way to go. Who knows if that's the way they'll go? Probably not. Probably not. But the last big news story is the week, and I'm not sure there's much to say about it other than Jesse Eisenberg shaved his head.
He's bald now.
He's bald now. And that's because he's in Batman v Superman, Dawn of stuff, as Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor, as you may recall from the comics,
Bald.
is quite bald. Sometimes he has hair and then he loses it. In the movies, Gene Hackman refused to shave his head, so they gave him wigs.
Yeah.
But like he's going to be bald in this one. And they showed this picture to show that he's going to be bald in this one, and that's kind of neat.
I'm excited. I mean,
I like him as Lex Luthor. That's cool.
yeah,
I don't know why the
totally.
picture is such a big deal.
It's
Tell me.
exciting. It's exciting to see like that. Like, this is going to be our Lex Luthor. Sounds like we're going to see him in Suicide Squad as well. He's going to be this major force in the cinematic DC universe that is only just beginning to come into focus. I'm very excited. I admit there's not a whole lot to discuss other than to be excited.
Well, no, I
agree.
think I think the real news here is what Silas mentioned before we started shooting, that if you look at that and kind of blur your eyes a little, it kind of looks like Voldemort.
Look at that.
Yep. Yeah.
Totally Voldemort.
That's absolutely the news
It's
here.
weird. So basically, if you ever need someone to play a young Rafe Fiennes, this is the
Totally
guy to
him.
get. No, listen, I'm super excited about Lex Luthor. I loved the casting of Jesse
Yeah, I think
Eisenberg.
that's
a very
fantastic.
cool way to take him. I think young and sort of, really hyper focused, and he can totally do that great. But yeah, I don't. The picture not wowing me. I expected him to shave his head. There you go.
Yeah.
But that's it for Most Craved for this week. We'll be back next week with more of the stuff you crave. You can follow us on Twitter right about here, somewhere in this general vicinity. They're putting up a little card. Fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.